Well, here we go. So let me go ahead and just get this out the way. So I think it's important to try to look at the bigger picture. And we're going to try to look at the bigger picture. 3 big trials are going on right now that the political folks are talking about, but only one is really being focused on. Because it's the one that pretty much folks are saying is going to be a slam dunk. And that it came so close to being thrown out already. Mistrial is already being talked about with Kyle Rittenhouse's trial. Why is no one talking about the Ahmaud Arbery trial or the Charlottesville trial? Why? Well, it's pretty simple. The Ahmaud Arbery trial, people just say they're going to get off, or it's just not as fun. It's not as interesting. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial started off immediately gaining fire because of the memes, because of the defense attorney saying the N-word fully hard R. The embarrassed, like I say, I first really started to pay attention, what was it, a couple of days back when Gage Grosskreutz was on the stand, made an absolute fool of himself, pretty much perjured himself, and said, yeah, I was carrying a gun, and yeah, it was loaded, and, I was actually doing that, So it gained a lot of momentum. And because it's on TV, or at least it's on YouTube, like I say, Nick Rekieta getting like 70,000 people watching. I'm sure that Steven Crowder was getting a lot as well. I think he was getting like 50,000 or something, but who gives a shit about him? It was big time. The Ahmaud Arbery trial, I noticed, was covered by Nate the Lawyer, which is one of the smaller guys. Well, I say smaller, but he's got about 250,000 subscribers, I think. Something like that. So he's got a fair amount. He's been on a while, but now, like I say, Lawyer YouTube right now is still together. It's kind of interesting, the rise of Lawyer YouTube with like Legal Bites and all these folks now who have gathered together ignore their biases and to say, we're going to talk about just the law. But I'm leaving one out, aren't I? The trial for Charlottesville. The trial for Charlottesville. Why does nobody care about this? And I saw Keith Woods talk about this, that people are, you see all the folks talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. I can't even do a good Irish accent. It sounds more Anglo, but I'm just going to, yeah. You see more folks talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, but you don't really see them talking about the Charlottesville trial. Well, yeah, because that's already been solved. That's already been case closed. It's case closed. He went away for like 400 years worth of time. He's not getting out. And apart from the money that you're going to give for his defense fund or whatever you want to call it, his commissary, basically, he's not getting out. James Alex Fields is not getting out. He just isn't. A lot of people coped about that. But yeah, we've been over that. Nobody, like I say, between Richard Spencer, Christopher Cantwell, D'Amico, all these other goobers that really aren't relevant anymore, why should anyone care? Why? Legitimately, I'm going to ask that question. Why should anyone care? Richard Spencer, I keep on forgetting his name because I really don't care. But the fat bearded guy from Traditionalist Workers Party. Boy, the feds are going to be looking at me so hard. I genuinely cannot think of the fucker's name because I don't care. I just don't care. I literally don't. Yeah, Matthew Heimbach. I keep on forgetting his name. But yeah, Matthew Heimbach, making jokes or whatever. Nobody's filming that. Other than the tweets from people like Molly Conger, Socialist Dog Mom, nobody cares. Because, like, yeah, James Alex Fields is in jail. Yeah, he had some sort of heart palpitations or something. Had to go to the hospital recently, a few months back. Outside of that, nobody cares. Because it's like, they're not going to jail. It's like, yeah, Christopher Cantwell already snitched. He already Fed posted and became a federal informant. Richard Spencer has some sort of connections somewhere. I think, people have been saying that for a long time. Connections to Russia and everything else. He's not going away. D'Amico, all these other folks, it's like, what's going to happen to them? No. The guy who murdered, if we want to put it that way, what's her name? I can't remember her name because I genuinely don't care. Once again, same thing with Matthew Heimbach. That's already been done. It's already been solved. So it's like that trial is just a sideshow. And that's what a lot of the bigger named lefties were doing. Or, Unicorn, I'll put it this way. Unicorn Riot, Molly Conger, and other folks, they're still talking about it. That was 4 years ago, though. People, like I say, so much has changed in 4 years. You do realize that, right? So much has changed from 2017 to 2021. Protests became boring, It's like, wow, people are still talking about Charlottesville as if it's still a thing. People are still talking about the, punch from Richard, the Richard Spencer getting punched. People are still talking about that as if it was yesterday. It's like, that was a long time ago. Pepe, the movie, so much has occurred. So much has occurred. So many people have been burnt out. So many careers have been built and destroyed because of it. Look at people like Nick Fuentes, So much has, the ebbs and flows have occurred so much. So many careers have been destroyed because of Charlottesville. Even think about it like this, Nick Rekieta becoming more of a legitimate guy on his own without having to go on, the Gunt stream, on, Ralph's stream to get, Ethan Ralph's stream to get legitimacy. Daddy, no, and all that shit. He doesn't have to do that. Now he's like, fuck you. Now he's doing his own thing. Now he has found a better grift. We may put it that way. But it's ridiculous to me when people want to compare these things. People will probably see what goes on. It comes down to this. It has to be entertaining. It has to get people out of bed. People will wait to see what memes are going to come out for the Kyle Rittenhouse case. People are going to wait for the memes. People are not going to wait for Ahmaud Arbery case, which is pretty clinical for the most part and very dense and not a whole lot of lash outs or anything else like that. That's not happening. People are just going to wait for the verdict and make a choice. The Kyle Rittenhouse case had plenty of stuff going for it. It was funny. There have been lash outs. The prosecution has been yelled at by the judge on 3 occasions just today, or at least 2. And, the judge is like, come on. Saying, it's getting dangerously close. Now, of course, cross-examination. People, I saw it in the Rekieta stream, but plenty of folks were like, why is the defense not objecting to the prosecutor? Why are they not doing that? Like I say, why in the district attorney's office? Why are they not doing that? Why are they not going objection to what the DA is saying? Speculation or whatever the case may be, objection to something. And it's not happening. So I can go on and on. This has been 9.5 minutes of me ranting about ridiculousness. But yeah, it's Teal Deer. The Rittenhouse case is funner to watch. And of course, we saw Kyle Rittenhouse break down and cry. People are going to use they're going to use that side for memes. The memes already came out. The memes already came out. It's the same thing with see, the thing is, there's also this factor. And I think some of the lawyer YouTube folks, they've already talked about this, where nobody really cares that much about what has occurred. And, I mean, no, I'll put it this way. Nobody cares that much about the actual victims themselves and what they were. It's like this silly tweet right here. This is a picture of the people he killed, Anthony Huber and Joseph Rosenbaum. And by the way, that's in the wrong order. Joseph Rosenbaum is the other guy. Yeah, I mean, we'll take a look at the list here. It's like, yeah, assault and battery, domestic abuse. Like I say, and of course people are going to say, well, he shouldn't have crossed the lines anyway. The thing is, though, it goes to show that I'll put it this way. I think that Kyle Rittenhouse's heart was in the right place. I know people are going to be like, ooh, I know my lefty fans are going to be like, that's cringe, bro. But that's how I feel. And the thing is, there were folks who were rioting and, shoot me, nigga, shoot me. Nobody can realistically, I think, defend Rosenbaum or Huber or Grosskreutz. Nobody can realistically defend those people, in my opinion. Because once you see the footage of these folks, you're like, oh, yeah. That's why a lot of people aren't talking about it, and why right-wing folks are talking about it, because they're going to take advantage of it. It's like, yeah, why not? Whereas with the Ahmaud Arbery case, it's a little, like I say, the defenses were there at the time, but now it's like it's fairly, like I say, it was fairly boring. It's very sketchy, other than, some footage here and there with no sound, whereas footage of what occurred in Kenosha, there are hours and hours of it, much the same way as it was at Charlottesville. But once again, though, the person who, the actual murder, the actual criminal case has already been settled. The criminal case has already been settled. I'm not a lawyer, but I do know that. The criminal case is already done for Charlottesville. This extra case is basically just people reliving 2017. That's really all it is. It's people like Molly Conger and, people like, what's her name, or what's his name? The dude who left the United States and went to Germany. I can't think. I see them in my Twitter feed. I don't care. Like I said, you know what? I don't care. Emily Gorjensky. There we go. Yeah. I couldn't think of it, but yeah. These people continue to live in 2017. They don't want to live in the modern day. And they, like I say, people like Emily Gorjensky have already lost followers because, he worked for feds, basically. He did work for the feds to, for like algorithm stuff and whatnot. So it's like, yeah. I know I'll probably be shown to be wrong, but still. Anyway, I could go on and on about this. This is not, I think most of my followers know the story of Rittenhouse and Kenosha. And it's not going to be pretty. That's all I can tell you. It's not going to be pretty. Anyway, that's all I got. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that, or at least got some, you wasted some time. So anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed. See you later. Goodbye.